like live hockey, and you can experience Minnesota Wild action at Grand Casino Arena all season long. Secure your seats now. They're back in action next week. Can't wait. Wild.com/tickets is the spot, and join the excitement.
Our friend Olivia King with the Youth Hockey Hub and the podcast Talk Goalie to Me. Also doing some analysis, some color work for the Duluth Golden Gophers women's series this weekend. She joins us now. Holy Family Fire girls hockey coach Randy Koeppl, a dear friend of mine, is going to join shortly. They play Andover tonight in the state tournament. All of this is provided by Metropolitan Ford, metropolitanford.com. If you are pondering an F-150, Metropolitan Ford has it. If you need a Super Duty, that thing is loaded up with serious capability and a big selection. Metropolitanford.com, 494 and 5 in Eden Prairie. Metropolitanford.com. Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, my pleasure. How excited are you for the gold medal game today?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't be more excited. I had to wear my sweatshirt today. Mm-hmm. Normally I'm not in casual clothes, but today I was like, you know what? I think I need to sport it for my best friend. So I'm really excited. And I heard you were talking to Parker there. Mm-hmm. So that's
Who's
pretty
your best
cool.
friend, Abby Murphy?
I would say Murph is one of my best friends, and then I'm close with all the girls I played with too. So, Zum and Heisey are there.
Yeah.
And
that's sweet.
It was so cute. This morning I saw a Snapchat from Heisey, and she looked super, super excited. And it said, gold medal game in 3 hours. I can't believe it.
Wow. How about the day earlier this week the Heisey family had? Taylor scores in a game, and her brother, who's a stud for Iowa State, and I had no idea, played at like Lake City High School or something. Mm-hmm. He hits a game-winning shot against the second-ranked team in the country, Houston. Holy cow, these Heiseys, who knew?
I know, what an athletic family. And it's so funny because they are a basketball family. Mm-hmm. Heisey, Taylor Heisey is the only one that does play hockey. And the brothers are very tall, very good basketball players. Yeah. So it is pretty funny that she paved her own path. And then, she's playing in the gold medal game today. So she made it work.
Before we call Coach Koeppl, you, with your Talk Goalie to Me podcast, you had one of my very best friends on your recent podcast, Kevin Gorg, somebody with whom I've been friends for more than a quarter century, a fellow goalie like you, state-winning goalie for Burnsville in the mid-'80s. You and KG with this podcast, how'd it go?
It was awesome. And it was easy because he is so good. He had so much to say, and, we talked Wild, we talked St. Thomas hockey. He coached at St. Thomas, too, for a long time, their women's program, which I thought was so cool.
I think he won the MIAC 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and he, he won a state championship at Burnsville, so it couldn't be more relevant with, the girls' state tournament here this weekend going on right now, and then the boys in 2 weeks. So It was really fun to get to know him. We do have a lot in common, so that was great.
Well, thanks for taking part in this interview that's coming up here momentarily with Randy Koeppl. Do you know Randy?
I don't know Randy, no.
Okay, but you know players
we met briefly
on his team.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And that's, for the Holy Family girls hockey program, it's big to get to the state tournament period, but this program's been in existence less than 10 years. And I think this is their second time getting to state. That's a pretty good accomplishment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think it is so cool that he's been around since the beginning. I saw an interview one of his players did very recently, and they brought that up. They were like, we haven't been around forever. And I think that's what makes it so special is that we're building something, from the ground up. So I'm really excited to talk with him.
He's a very elusive human being, very difficult to pin down for interviews. And speaking of girls hockey, tonight, that dear friend of mine, Randy Koeppl, leads his Holy Family Fire into a tilt against Andover in the state tournament. My daughter, Nicole, transferred from Eden Prairie to Holy Family for her final 2.5 years of high school. One of the best decisions we ever have made. And Randy and his wife, Jennifer, had a lot to do with that transition, and I'll forever be indebted. Coach Koeppl joins us now. What's going on, neighbor? How was the banquet last night?
Banquet was good, Paul. It was a fun time. Went over and watched a little bit of the Class A tournament after. Got the girls used to the atmosphere and made the trek home after.
Your
good start.
Yeah,
good start.
Your driveway, by the way, is a snowy mess. So you must have.
We got her taken care of this morning. We got her taken care of after you left.
I was going to say, must have a lot going on with the Holy Family Fire girls team, right? Big one tonight against Andover. How do you win tonight, Coach?
You know, if we play our game, we're not going to change too much. I really like our team. We play hard. We play fast. I love our depth this year. We have a different kind of a makeup. We have 10 seniors and 7 freshmen on our roster this year. So on our playoff roster. So it's an interesting makeup and we're playing pretty much everybody on our roster this year. So, you know, we have a lot of depth, so it's fun. We're playing fast. We're playing fast. We're playing hard.
Now, Randy is a former goalie for the Golden Gophers hockey team back in the day. Olivia King with the Talk Goalie to Me podcast was a goalie for the University of Minnesota and other college teams or team and up Brainerd way. She's here with me right now, Randy. Olivia?
Hi, Randy.
Hey, Olivia.
I was on the ice a lot with your goalie, Kayla Swarty, this summer. And so I got to see her a lot, meet her, get to know her. And I just want to know, what, you're looking forward to with her with this tournament and kind of how you expect her to lead because, I know that she is a wonderful goalie. She's committed to Wisconsin, obviously. So.
Yeah, obviously Wisco doesn't come get you if you're not phenomenal goalie. And she has the experience. She was great for us last year in the tournament. So she's got that experience. She gave up 1 to Moorhead last year in the quarters, and she gave up 1 to Edina in the semis, where Edina kind of took it to us a little bit in the semis. But she was phenomenal there. So she knows exactly what to expect, in this tournament. And the thing with Kayla is nothing really rattles her. I mean, you got to know her a little bit. She's just a phenomenal person, great kid, just a goofball. I mean, she's the epitome of a goalie. That's for sure. So she has a lot of fun playing out there. So.
Hey,
no concerns with her.
The Holy Family Girls Program has been in existence for 8 years, and Randy is once again a former Golden Gophers goalie who has coached the Fire every year they've had a team. So, from the start of the program to coaching your daughter Taylor to now, what has this experience been like for you? It's been interesting along the way, but we've had so much support. I mean, I know I get a lot of credit for it, but in the beginning we had so much parent support and school support and just everybody, the whole community. Truly, as you know, Paulie, that the Holy Family, it's pretty special out there, how they rally around everything. But I mean, the parents and you'll see tonight. I mean, the alumni. Everybody just rallies around, and we have so much alumni that still comes out and supports this team and this program that it's just been phenomenal. And one of the reasons why I keep sticking around well after Taylor's been gone. So we're just having a blast, and the school has been great, and we're having a lot of fun. I got a great coaching staff. The kids are phenomenal. Parents are great, so we're having a lot of fun doing it, and it makes it easy.
I was at the single A 8 p.m. game last night, and it felt super late. And obviously, you have the 8 p.m. game tonight. How are you guys going to prepare differently for something that, you're used to normally 7 o'clock? But, are you guys going to go get there early and watch some games, or what's the plan?
Well, the good thing is we had that game last year, so we kind of run the same plan. We'd actually just got off the ice here at 10:45, had a little morning skate. Everybody's going to run home and grab their stuff and get their lunches. We have a little blessing at the school at 1:45. Load up, get the send-off going, head down to the hotel, get their naps in, and we'll head over to the rink about 6 o'clock and get ready to rock.
Hey, Randy, we over the years, we've talked about a million things. I don't think I've ever asked you this. How does one build a program from scratch? So, like, there's going to be a program, they hire you hire assistants, you get great family support. I mean, Holy Family has 400 some odd students, I believe, maybe up to 500 now. But, like, how does one build a program from scratch?
A lot of trust from families, and and a wife that puts up with a whole lot of crap too, as you know, Polly. I don't know. I don't know. When we started there was, I think, 3 hockey players, and a lot of people bought in early, and there was a lot of talented kids there that stuck it out. And I can't express more and more about how the families that started the program, what type of people they were. I mean, they were just unbelievable families and kids that a lot of them are still playing and just graduating college now and moving on to real world stuff. But they're just unbelievable people and unbelievable families that trusted me and just kind of let us cook and did everything we needed to do. And we just went with it and had a lot of fun.
When Coley was at Holy Family and Taylor was playing for your team, that's Randy and Jen Koeppl's daughter, I would go to several of your games. And, I saw you guys play Minnetonka a couple of times, and you both had really good teams. I mean, those games were absolute spine tinglers. Now, recently, that walk-off win you had against the Skippers, did the walk-off win against Minnetonka show the girls, your team, really you're capable of anything, anytime?
We got the one last year against them when we weren't really expected to. And then this year, anytime we play those guys now, they're in that section, it just feels like it's going to be a 1-goal game. I guess we were the favorite this year. We were the 1 seed, but anybody you would have asked, they're a great team. You're probably looking at, when it's all said and done, they're a little bit younger and we're older this year, but when it's all said and done, there's probably going to be 25 to 30 Division I, athletes in that game. And the atmosphere for girls hockey, I haven't been a part of an atmosphere like that game. And I've had 20 to 25 people even say it after that game. There was reporters like, my gosh, I've never seen anything like this. There's 2,500 people in that place at the Ice Garden, and it was packed and it was loud. And, when you go, and it was just great for the sport. It's a shame that hockey isn't in the state tournament. I'll say that because they have a fabulous team too. But it was great. And this team's not, my team's not lacking confidence. I can tell you that. They're ready to go. They have a goal in mind. We took 3rd last year. They weren't happy with it. We talked about it. We've talked about it from the beginning of the year. We're never shy about it. Our goal always is to, be the last team standing.
Hey,
so that's where we're heading.
Coach Koeppl, Randy Koeppl.
Yeah.
Tell us about Maddie Kimbrell. She, in reading up on her, I don't know if she's favored to win Ms. Hockey in Minnesota, but holy cow, what a great run she's had.
Yeah, she's something special, man. She's worth the price of admission. I'll tell you that. She's a fun kid. She can go. Again, Wisconsin doesn't come get you, and I'll be surprised if she doesn't win Miss Hockey. She's a special player. She's a special kid. She loves the game more than just about anybody I've ever coached, and she definitely works harder than anybody I've ever had. And you'll see her play if you tune in. If you have a young kid, if you have a young girl or young boy just starting the game, that's the kid you want to say, hey, watch that kid play, because that's who you want your kid modeling after and going after and looking up to. She's a treat to watch. She's a treat to watch. She's a treat to coach. She can go. She can play.
Hey, neighbor, last one here. In whether it's social media or stories written or whatever, we will see people formulate opinions on games involving high school girls teams in big arenas, and the big arenas, let's just put it this way, are not full. So it's what's the balance for a coach and a team being in an arena that doesn't have a ton of people in it, as opposed to getting an opportunity to play at like Grand Casino Arena or a place the Wild play?
I tell you what, the girls love it. And I've definitely 100% changed my opinion on, over the years of taking it out of there or leaving it there. I think you 100%, you got to leave it there because the kids love it. It's just a different atmosphere. Being down below is a different atmosphere, the whole feel around St. Paul. And I was fortunate to play in the state tournament there years ago, a couple of times. It's just everything about it in Minnesota. I hear a lot of people, move this here, move that there. No way, man. It's got to be in St. Paul. It's the mystique. It's everything. It's everything. Olivia played there. She had a great tournament run. I remember that back in whatever that was, 18, 19, Olivia. And,
yeah, thank you.
You guys probably, and I think, did you guys not have Booth maybe that year?
Oh,
Was
yeah.
she hurt? Maybe you guys probably win it if she plays too. Who knows? But, there's just something about St. Paul, and we were fortunate. We had great fan support last year, and it got pretty loud in there, but I don't know. I love it, Paulie. The kids love it, and just we stay down at the hotel and we take it in. I know every team doesn't stay down at the hotels, but we take it in and enjoy the whole thing. Whether it's the right way to do it or the wrong way to do it, that's the way we do it. So,
well, I love you and your family, and I'm greatly appreciative for the interview. Tear it up tonight against Andover, and I'm sure I'll see you out on the street sometime when the weather warms up. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having us on and supporting girls hockey.
You got it, brother. Later. Randy Koeppl, coach of the Holy Family Fire girls hockey team. Fascinating story. Program's been in existence 8 years. He's been the head coach every single year. Second trip to state, I believe, and they have a legitimate chance to win a state title. All right, so we continue to learn new things about our new friend Olivia King week by week. All right, so you played at what was XL Energy Center in the state tournament for Brainerd, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So my junior year was the first time a Brainerd team had ever been to the state tournament, boys or girls. And then we also went my senior year, and we did much better that year. We got second to Edina in a few overtimes. And then the program, when all of us kind of left, it still kept going. And so they went to a state tournament after that year as well. I think it was 1 year after that. So yeah, pretty cool, super cool experience. And I totally agree with Randy that yes, it may not be full, but being able to play in that rink and be in St. Paul and be around the same atmosphere as the boys state tournament and at the same place, I think that's really crucial. And I don't think that they should ever move it because of that.
Right.
It may not be full, but it's really, really cool to be able to play there. You may never get that chance again. And for a lot of girls, that's where their hockey career ends. That might be their last weekend of hockey. They might not go play college hockey. So I do think it is really awesome. And, from a girl that came from a smaller town where going to the state tournament never had happened before, our whole community came out and came to those games. So to us, it was filled with all the people that really mattered.
Yeah. What number did you wear?
1.
Okay, so when you were lined up on the stripe, with all the camera facing everybody on the team, and you hear the public address announcer say, "Number 1, goaltender Olivia King," and you skated up to the camera. What was that like, and what did you say?
I was so nervous because you see all the guys, like the all hockey hair team, and they do funny stuff. They say funny stuff, but I was just so nervous and so scared. I'm pretty sure I just went up there and I smiled. Like I had a whole plan to do something and say something, I'm sure, like, "Love you, Dad," but I just couldn't do it. Too nervous and too excited for the game.
Did your voice crack like Rachel Ramsey's?
It's time to drop the puck.
I love that you just have that on deck.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That could be a nerve-wracking moment. In closing, how much of Team USA men's did you get to see yesterday? And, hey, you know what? I didn't spend my entire life following or playing hockey or whatever. So, like, for me, yesterday with those 3 overtime games, that was one of the most compelling days of thrilling hockey I've ever seen in my life, with how tight the checking was, the playoff type atmosphere, high end players going at each other. What'd you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a crazy overtime goal by Quinn Hughes for one. And I think that just shows you how big of a stage, obviously the Olympics is. I mean, there was an overtime, game today. Sweden and Switzerland, they went 1-1 into overtime, and Sweden had, the last I looked, Sweden had almost double the shots that Switzerland had, and Switzerland came out and won the bronze for the women. So
yeah. That was like USA, Sweden, and Canada and the Czechs.
Wait a minute, so Sweden women took overtime L's in both men's and women's?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And yesterday, they both the teams were outshot at least 2-1 a majority of the game, yet it was either a 1-goal game or tied. And that just shows you the tightly contested nature of hockey, where it's so hard to score just 1 goal. Puck luck's always in play. It's kind of the beauty of the sport, right?
Exactly. I think, just like you said before, anything can happen in hockey, and that's what makes it so exciting. But that goal by Quinn Hughes was amazing, and I'm really, really excited for Wild playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
I had a great time talking with Gorgie about, them coming back. He's super pumped to get them back here and just hopes that nobody gets hurt.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited for, the men's game as well. They play Slovakia on Friday at 2:10, Central Standard Time for the semifinal, and obviously the game today. So
and Canada gets Finland. Then the winners meet for the gold on Sunday. It's like how I heard somebody yesterday say that they, even though it would make it supposedly easier for the USA to win a gold if Czechia had beaten Canada. But then my man was like, well, no, I want to see best versus best. So I don't know about that. I mean, it's like Czechia might have been easier to beat than Canada. If you're pulling for the red, white, and blue, if you're pulling for the United States of America, don't you kind of want the easiest path you can get?
I feel like it just depends maybe how much of like a hockey fan.
Yeah.
Like if you're more rooting for, I want to see really, really good hockey, then you want to see Canada and US play. But if you just are rooting red, white, and blue all the way, then maybe you'd prefer the easier path.
Yeah, the
quote unquote easier.
No, I understand because it's so tightly contested, but like Zibanejad for the Rangers. I know who he is. I followed him from afar, but he scored the equalizer yesterday off a pass from Lucas Raymond that was unbelievable. Yeah, I know who Lucas Raymond is. I know he plays for the Red Wings. I know he plays with Dylan Larkin. And I think it's Moritz Seider, who's a blue liner, high-ender in the Olympics. But when you're watching these under-the-radar people in a league where you hear McKinnon this, McDavid that, Celebrini this, Kaprizov that, some names get lost in the shuffle. Lucas Raymond's one of them. He's spectacular. He's just a phenomenal young hockey player. The pass to Zibanejad was amazing. But learning so many new things about so many under-the-radar type players, then you see Eriksson, Ek, and Faber nearly mix it up yesterday. Boldy to Hughes for the game winner. Earlier, Jack Hughes firing on Markstrom, his teammate, to try to bounce him out. That just, it's once every 4 years, but it's high end, I
know. It makes you wonder when they get back in the locker room, if they ever talk about it or they ever say anything. And I know from experience with some of my old teammates, the women, that they just tease each other about it and they go on about their day and they don't think much of it other than that.
Yeah.
But to actually watch it in action, you're like, how are they cool with this? That doesn't really make sense. And then, to think that the Wild are going to come back next week.
Yeah, at Colorado.
Exactly, and have huge games to kick it off right away. The team camaraderie's got to just go back to what it was, which it will. It's just funny to think about that.
All right, you're going to call Duluth and Golden Gophers women's hockey this weekend, which means you are on the microphone analyzing Frosty's team. Not your first time, but where can people watch and or listen? What's the best route to that?
So I think this weekend is just Big Ten Plus.
Yep. Nordo has a subscription.
Perfect.
That's sweet. We can get highlights.
Just got dinged for another $14, so we'll have the audio.
It went up to 16.
Perfect. So that's where you can watch or listen on the stream. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think it'll be fun. It's their last weekend without all the girls back, without Abby Murphy, and a lot of they have 3 other girls out at the Olympics as well. So for their respective national teams. So I'm excited. I think it'll be a good series. Duluth has quite a few players that are awesome. Their goalie, Eve Gascon, she, was almost on the Olympic roster. So for Canada. So we'll see. I'm excited. I think it'll be a good weekend, and it's fun to mix things up a little bit without those players in town, and kind of have a few other standouts.
Oh, for sure, because new things will stick out.
Exactly.
Well, that's terrific. All right, I'm off to Indianapolis next week for the NFL Scouting Combine. We'll be in touch to see when we get together next, and thanks for talking goalie to us. Thanks for taking part in the Randy Koeppl interview. Enjoy the games. Have a wonderful weekend, all right?
Thanks, PA.
Olivia King with Youth Hockey Hub and the podcast Talk Goalie to Me. We're the most recent guest, one of the best, Kevin Gorg with FanDuel. John Hynes, assistant coach for Team USA and Minnesota Wild head coach. Hynesy joins us from Milan next.
Stick of Quinn Hughes and across the line. Hughes for Boldy. Now Quinn Hughes. We played 3.5 minutes in overtime. Quinn Hughes shoots. He scores! He scores! Quinn Hughes in overtime wins it, and the United States will move on and face Slovakia.
Hynesy, it's Paul Allen. How are you?
I'm great, PA. How you doing, man?
Right on, man. John Hynes, USA men's, one of the assistant coaches. What was yesterday one of the more nerve-wracking days, seriously, of your coaching career?
Yeah, it was a long day. We play at 9:10 p.m. local time here, so it's you're going through basically an elimination game, and it's a long wait all day. And then obviously it was a fantastic game. Team Sweden played great. Our guys played really hard and competitive game. It was nice to find a way to win it. But I will say when Zibanejad scored that goal, it was, and you go into overtime 3-on-3, it's not as comforting as it you usually get, particularly at when the game is of high stakes as it is.
Yeah, and even X amount of 1,000 miles away, I could feel the tension in the arena. When they showed your guys' bench, it's not like everybody was super down, got to handle business. Team Sweden going nuts, obviously. But see, that's just such the beauty of what's happening right now, John. Okay, I know who Lucas Raymond is. I can't say I've gone out of my way to watch Detroit Red Wings games unless you guys are playing them. And I've seen Dylan Larkin for years. But like Lucas Raymond, I mean, he's such underrated high-end talent that pass to Zibanejad. I mean, Lucas Raymond, what do you think of him?
Oh, he's a great player. When we played them, actually, he had a heck of a goal on the power play when we played them in Minnesota before the break. And he's a really talented kid. I mean, to make that pass at that point in the game, right on Mika's tape, right in his wheelhouse for the one-timers, I think talks about his skill, but he's a heck of a player.
Boldy to Hughes to win it. I mean, that has to be like a proud moment for the man who coaches them, right? Boldy to Hughes to win it. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was nice. I think, those guys do have some good chemistry, 5-on-5 and 3-on-3. And, it was nice to see both those guys be involved at a big play in a high stakes game. And that's something we've talked about prior to coming to the Olympics, is having guys being in these experiences and high stakes games and, big stages and being able to come through. And, it was great for our team that it happened, but from a Minnesota Wild perspective, it was great that those guys had a huge impact on a huge goal for us.
John Hynes from Milan, USA and Slovakia tomorrow, 2:10 Central. Was there a time yesterday, Coach, you thought a little civil war was going to break out? Because like Eriksson, Ek, and Faber looked like they were going to mix it up for a minute.
Yeah, they were going at it. And then actually going through the video today, there was a couple, Boldy and Eriksson, Ek, in the offensive zone, Boldy's on the puck, and Eki was defending, but Eki's Eki. He plays hard. He plays the game the right way. He's always going to be an impact either way. But it's fun to be a part of. You got Bolds going after Eki and Eki going after Bolds, and Faber's in the mix. So it was great to see those guys compete at a high level.
That's spectacular. And Eriksson Ek in overtime. I mean, there was a minute he was making life difficult for Quinn Hughes before Hughesy wins the game, because it seemed like he knew his moves. And of course he should know what his tendencies are. He plays with them, but just the inner workings of things like that. Eriksson Ek with that stick in overtime, Hughes with the natural gift of knowing where to go and when to fire. But Eriksson Ek, man, he was all out to make life difficult for you guys yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I mean, Eki's had a great tournament. We were actually, he played first-line center, played in a lot of key situations, very similar to how he's used in Minnesota. And, you respect him so much when you're coaching against him, but you love him when you're coaching. When he's on your team and when we're back at the Wild, that's awesome to have a guy like him on your team, and just what he does, how he competes, how he plays the game. I'm glad we have him on our team in Minnesota.
A few quickies to close here for Wild coach John Hynes, one of the assistants on Mike Sullivan's bench with a Team USA in Milan. What an awesome honor. Slovakia next, it's goalie Samuel Halavai. He's in your system with the Iowa Wild, and it seems he's caught fire. Good story for him and the Iowa Wild, but now you have to beat him. What do you think about all that, Coach Hynes?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's great for him, first and foremost. I think it's, guys come over from Europe and they wind up coming into North America and playing. And sometimes guys, have quick and they move ahead really quick. Some guys have an adjustment, but, Samuel's been, he works hard for us in Iowa. And it's nice to see sometimes guys get in a different environment, but the way he's playing on the Olympic stage, I think is exciting, not only for him, but I think for our organization moving forward.
Hey, John, what's your on-bench role during these games, and in what ways do you complement or amplify what Coach Sullivan wants?
Yeah, we do. Mike does a good job. We have obviously a lot of experienced coaches on the staff, so we basically share responsibilities. I assist him with some line changes, who's going to come up next on the other bench. He runs the line changes himself, like every head coach does, but I assist him with that. I assist him with some things on the penalty kill. And then, post game, a lot of the bench responsibilities are pretty basic.
Yeah.
But a lot of it comes into how your coaching staff works, film review, breaking down the game, dealing with certain types of players. So I've had a great experience. I've learned some great things, and just trying to do my best to support Mike and fit in with the coaching staff as well.
Who's the PK coach for you guys?
I'm doing the PK, but we work as a team with it, but I'm heading it up.
Wow, the PK, 10 for 10. Whoa. All right. Right on, man. Was the Hughes game winner a set play, which obviously required you guys winning the faceoff?
No, it was not a set play. It was just, him doing his thing. I think, it was a really good play. I think Bolds had the puck, up top at the offensive blue line, and then he passed it to Hughesy and dove through, which I think opened up some space for Hughesy, and then he did his thing. He got a little bit of space on Landeskog, and then he just drilled a big-time shot at a big-time moment. That's just a big a big time play by a big time player.
Big time. And I don't know if you guys are practicing or whatever's going on today, but do you happen to be taking in the USA women's quest for a gold coming up here soon?
Yeah, that's going on soon. I'm actually not at the game, but I will be watching it here shortly.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. All right, lastly, what are some quick twitch keys to beating Slovakia and advancing to the gold medal game Sunday?
Well, I think number one is I think we have to be able to play on top of them. And what I mean by that is they're going to be a very good defensive team, very stingy. I think we need to be able to pressure them, like with its 5-man units, strong forecheck. I think from an offensive perspective, we need to be willing to shoot pucks and play on the inside. If we want to just kind of play a skilled game, they're just going to take away the inside of the ice and not give us easy looks. So we need to be able to, I think from an offensive perspective, we need to be penetrating on the inside, shots at the goalie, inside ice, heavy forecheck. We got to be able to put those guys under duress.
You're fantastic. Take care of business Friday and hopefully Sunday, and we'll talk to you when you get back here to start the next part of the season for the Wild, okay?
All right, PA. Always a pleasure, and I'll talk to you when I get back. Thanks.
Likewise, go USA. Appreciate you, John. Coach John Hynes. Hynesy, coach of the Minnesota Wild. 2:10 Central tomorrow. Slovakia and USA. Also Finland and Canada down to the Final Four. And the gold medal game is Sunday. It's 11:45. I'm Paul Allen, and this is 9 to noon.
Hey, if you want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program, make your voice heard. It's the Bradshaw and Brian text line. Let us know what you got to say. Just text your message to 64686. That's 64686. Send your message to data rates black.
Thank you very much for listening today. Thanks to everybody who assisted 9 to noon in setting you up for the once every 4-year experience, the Winter Olympics, and specifically as this table goes, the hockey portion of the equation, specifically for Team USA. Good luck to Taylor Heisey and to everybody involved with the women's program. They're playing for a gold within the next 40 minutes. Best of luck to Coach Hynes and the men's program. They play tomorrow against Slovakia, 2:10 Central-ish.
Don't you want best on best? Going back to your conversation.
Yeah.
Because I was
listening to NHL radio yesterday, and that's exactly what the take was with the Vox. He's like, well, yeah, I want the USA to win, but I want best on best. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Well, it's just team, last time they win a gold at the Olympics, it's the Miracle Squad, right? So that's 4.5 decades. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, you finally reach the mountaintop. Everyone's going to be pumped. But if you put 5 in on Andrei Palat and Nietzsche's, it's like, okay. And it's a little bit petty. But the Canadians a little far north of us can be like, yeah, that's cute, guys. Okay, we had a tough game. Sid the Kid got hurt. They got one in on us in overtime.
Yeah.
You didn't go best on best. I want Sunday morning, if it's going to be kegs and eggs at 7 a.m. on Sunday, and I got to wake up, I want to see the United States and Canada.
Yeah.
And so if they get the chance to hoist that gold,
I get it.
There are no excuses. You went up against McKinnon and McCarr and everybody.
But yesterday you went up against Landeskog and Eriksson Ek and Zibanejad and Raymond and Markstrom and so, I mean, that had some best on best to it.
Oh, and by the way, the defending gold winners, Finland.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this isn't a push. They got Mikko Rantanen. They got Sebastian Aho. Ooh, Haula and Granlund in the mix.
Eric Haula?
Yeah, Haula.
Wow.
Haula. I
think he played at Shattuck.
No, all these teams are just Gophers for sure. All these teams are just a freaking all-star team. Mm-hmm. That's the amazing part about it. But the imagery, especially after the Four Nations face-off last year, how that thing went, if you remember, just
loved it.
The vibe around all of the Four Nations.
Yeah.
The ability to take those guys on and handle it in Milan on Sunday. Mm-hmm. That feels like best on best would be the right answer.
Yeah, I understand that. However, I also realize it is 2026. So therefore, having, in first and foremost in your minds what it was and then still remembering it a day later or a week later or a month later, you just move on to a new dunk. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
you know what I'm saying? It's
20 years from now, you're just going to remember they won gold. Maybe you won't care that it was specifically against Canada. All right.
Okay, and Slovakia, I mean, reading Russo Radio's work at The Athletic this morning and some last night, I mean, Slovakia has legitimate Cinderella story to it.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, you got, when we looked at those odds into the men's portion of the equation, Canada was an even money favorite. USA was just under 2-1 as the second choice. Sweden was 6.5-1 as the third choice. I got no idea where Slovakia was. I mean, but they were deep. They were kind of deep in the equation. And then when you read up on this goaltender for them, who plays with the Iowa Wild, and like he either this year or last year was 14, 14, and 14. Goals against average is terrible. Russo writes Iowa Wild's the worst AHL team of all of them. This guy's the goalie. And then you watch his saves in Milan and how this guy has caught fire. Like I said with somebody earlier today, if this is a Cinderella story, that Wild minor league goaltender is the one waving the magic wand.
Yeah, and he would, I mean, if he finds a way to stand on his head tomorrow afternoon, incredible. And that's why, I mean, Olympics, every 4 years we soak into it. NBA's on a break. We don't get to see the Wild until next Thursday at Mile High. Ball Arena, though. Like, is there, from an athletic standpoint, though, wearing the sweaters, Halavai, we're going to get that pronunciation right eventually.
I think you nailed it.
But the wearing your country's flag on your chest or on the side of your arm and competing at that level with that many eyeballs and finding those stories where, my goodness, this guy barely deserves an Iowa roster spot, some people would potentially say 6 months ago.
Then you got Mick Tocchet early in the show saying, well, if you want to trade Volstead and this guy stays hot, now you got a 2.
And no matter,
really?
And no matter,
come on, man.
And that's how quickly things can change. But no matter what, this cat from Iowa, this Slovakian by way of his birth, is going to win or lose tomorrow. He's going to have a shot at a bronze medal this weekend as well.
Right.
All these guys got 2 more games, including this awesome story in hockey. So with that said, he's young. And when Hynes' team puts 5 in on him tomorrow, he'll have a chance to go back to Iowa and recoup mentally and overall just look back and enjoy the experience he had in Milan.
In closing, and quickly, you're off to Lake of the Woods this weekend. What's going on?
Yeah, Ballard's Resort. Big thanks to Ballard's for hosting this winter ice fishing trip. So we're going to roll up there with some rubes, couple days of guided ice fishing, have an absolute blast at Ballard's Resort. So pumped for their trips and the people up there.
And marathon segments and portions of 9 to noon provided by Steve's Appliances and stevesappliances.com, where you will save money when you go to that website. If you need appliances, hit shop deals and let owner Sarah and Brian take it from there. Thank you very much for listening to 9 to noon. For Nordo, I'm Paul Allen. The program is next. May God bless you and all of your families and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
If it's good news or money, leave a message.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.